I found 5 Japanese SUVs that seniors can buy without regrets. Here's why. Think about the last time you bought something and immediately wished you hadn't. That tight feeling in your chest when you realize too late that it just isn't right. Now imagine feeling that way about the car in your driveway, the one you're going to climb into every single morning for the next 10 years. Because here's what a lot of dealers won't tell you. Most SUVs on the market right now are built for 35-year-olds. They're built for people who want the newest technology, the sportiest feel, and the biggest screen they can find. And for a lot of those buyers, that's fine. But when you're over 60, what you want from a car changes. You want something that gets you to your doctor without drama, something you can throw the grandkids in on a Saturday and trust completely, something you can load the groceries into on a Tuesday afternoon and just drive home. No stress, no surprises. Today I'm showing you 5 Japanese SUVs that are actually built for that kind of life. Every one of them is brand new, priced under $45,000, and made by a brand that has been building dependable cars for decades. And every one of them is the kind of vehicle you can buy and stop thinking about. That's the goal. If you believe reliability matters more than luxury, hit the like button. Because that's exactly what this ranking is about. SUVs that actually make sense long-term. Number 5. The Subaru Crosstrek. The Crosstrek is the most compact SUV on this list, and for a lot of seniors, that is exactly the right fit. Think about your average week, pulling into the pharmacy, squeezing through a busy parking lot on a Saturday morning, dropping a grandkid off at school. In those situations, a big SUV can actually make your day harder. The Crosstrek fits where the bigger ones don't. But small doesn't mean stripped down. All-wheel drive comes standard on every Crosstrek, not optional. Standard. On a wet morning or a road with a little ice on it, you've got grip without even thinking about it. Subaru includes their eyesight safety system on the higher trims. It keeps an eye on the road ahead of you. If a car stops short in front of you or someone steps out between parked cars, eyesight will hit the brakes before you even register what happened. That's not a gimmick. That's real peace of mind on every drive. The seat height puts you at that comfortable in-between spot. Not so low that you're sinking in, not so high that you're hauling yourself up. You sit down and go. Starts around $27,000. Simple, honest machine, does what it says every day. Number 4. The Mazda CX-5. Close the door on a CX-5 and something happens. The noise from outside just drops. Road rumble, wind, traffic, it all fades back. What you're left with is a cabin that genuinely feels like it belongs in a car that costs $15,000 more. Mazda has been quietly making the nicest interiors at this price point for years. Soft materials, a solid feel when you close the door, everything sitting exactly where your hand reaches without looking, and the physical knobs and dials are right there where they should be. You don't have to tap on a flat screen to turn the radio down while you're watching traffic. The base CX-5 runs no turbo. That matters more than most people realize. A turbocharged engine runs hotter, works harder, and has more components that wear over time. This one breathes regular air, runs cool, and keeps things simple. Simple things last. And Mazda tuned the suspension to smooth out the rough stuff. Those potholes and railroad crossings that jolt your back in a cheaper car get absorbed before they ever reach your seat. After an hour behind the wheel, your lower back will know the difference. And there's one more thing the CX-5 does that most people overlook. It puts your speed right on the windshield, in your normal line of sight, through a head-up display. You never have to drop your eyes down to the dashboard and then look back up. They stay where they belong on the road. Starts around $29,000. Number 3. The Honda CR-V Hybrid. Here's something most people don't think about until it starts to bother them. Fuel stops. Pulling a car into a busy gas station. Lining yourself up with the right pump. Standing outside in the cold. It's one of those small things that adds up over time. The CR-V Hybrid gets around 38 miles per gallon in real-world driving. That means roughly half as many gas station trips compared to a standard SUV. That's a real difference in your week, but here's what actually puts it on this list. Honda Sensing comes standard on every single CR-V Hybrid trim. You don't pick a higher package to get it. It's just in there. Automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, all of it on every trim, no extra charge. That adaptive cruise control is worth a minute of your attention. On the highway, you set your speed and your following distance, and the car handles the rest. Traffic slows down ahead of you. Your car slows with it. No hovering your foot over the brake for an hour straight. You get where you're going a lot less worn out. The inside is genuinely roomy. Real headroom, real legroom. Getting in and out doesn't ask anything unusual of your knees or your back. The volume knob is right where you'd expect it, and Honda has been building honest, dependable vehicles for 50 years. That history doesn't get left out of this car. Starts around $34,000. Number 2. The Subaru Forester. Keep close attention here, because this next part might be the most useful thing I say in this entire video for a lot of people watching. Getting in and out of the Forester is easy. Genuinely easy. The seating position is one of the highest in its class. You don't lower yourself down into it. You sit into it. Same motion as pulling out a chair at your kitchen table. And the door swings open wide, all the way wide. So there's no twisting your body sideways to squeeze through a tight gap. You sit, you turn, your feet find the ground, and you're standing. Then there's the visibility. Subaru gave the Forester big windows and a low belt line. The hood doesn't stack up and block your sight line. You can see what's happening on both sides. Parking feels cleaner. Pulling out of a driveway onto a busy street feels less stressful. That clarity is something you feel every single day behind the wheel. Eyesight is watching the road ahead. Same as in the Crosstrek. All-wheel drive is standard. The back seat has real room if you're taking grandkids somewhere. The cargo floor sits low, so you're not lifting things up over a high ledge. If I were pointing a family member toward a vehicle on this list, the Forester would come up fast. Starts around $28,500. Number 1. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. This is the one. Toyota has spent 40 years building cars that people keep, not for 5 years, for 15 and 20. Cars that go 200,000 miles without becoming a problem. The RAV4 Hybrid carries that reputation, and then it goes further. The hybrid battery comes with an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So if something goes wrong in year 7, you're covered. You're not carrying that cost yourself. That is Toyota putting their name on the line. Whether you're taking the grandkids to their game on Saturday or loading up for a road trip next month, there's room in here for all of it. The RAV4 Hybrid doesn't force you to rearrange your life around it. Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 comes standard on every single RAV4 Hybrid. Pre-collision braking that can detect pedestrians and cyclists. Lane tracing assist. Radar cruise control that holds a steady gap between you and the car in front of you. None of it costs extra. It comes with the car. The seat height is right in that comfortable zone where you sit down, not down and in. Getting out doesn't mean pushing yourself up off a low surface on a stiff morning, day after day. That is not a small thing. 38 miles per gallon means fewer fuel stops. Over time, that's real money that stays with you. And with over 1,500 Toyota dealers across the country, wherever you go, there's someone nearby who knows this vehicle cold. Starts around $32,000. For everything it gives you, that is about as close to no regrets as a car purchase gets. So there are your 5. The Subaru Crosstrek for the buyer who wants a compact, easy SUV at a fair price. The Mazda CX-5 for the buyer who wants a quiet cabin and a ride that protects their back. The Honda CR-V Hybrid for the buyer who wants Honda's 50 years of reliability paired with a fuel bill that doesn't sting. The Subaru Forester for the buyer who wants the easiest in and out and the clearest view of the road around them. And the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for the buyer who wants to make one good call, trust it completely, and just drive. Before you walk into any dealership, do yourself one favor. Sit in the seat. Get in and out a few times. Because a car that looks right on a screen can feel completely different once your body is actually in it. Drop a comment and tell me which one you're leaning toward. Or tell me what you're driving right now and how it's holding up. Real answers from real people help everyone watching make a smarter call. And if this was useful to you, please subscribe. Every week we put out honest, plain advice for staying safe, comfortable, and independent behind the wheel. No hype, no sponsored opinions, just real information for people who want to make the right choice. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Take care of yourself out there and drive safely.